Welcome to the introductory portion for the Qore Mentor series. This is a 6-week program. You've already been pre-selected to be a part of this course, and I just wanted to give some of the introductory pieces in a format that you can digest and kind of watch at your convenience. Just kind of introducing who I am, what we're going to do as far as the course, and kind of the structure of the course as well. So we'll dive right in. I don't want to take a lot of your time. My name is Brady. I'm an American. I grew up in South Bend, Indiana, kind of near Chicago. And I had a lot of great mentors and work experience through my life, a lot of which I hope to kind of share, and maybe some of my experience I'll draw from to answer your questions as we go through the program. But long story short, a lot of my experiences and interactions with uncles who are entrepreneurs and just leadership types, mentors in my life, helped me get to a point where later in life I started trying my own businesses and trying to use some of the entrepreneurial gifts that I felt like I had. And now, this kind of fast forwards through a quick summary. I'm now in Tunisia. I started a company called Qore, where we are trying to bring talents from Tunisia and connect them with great job opportunities and companies in the US, but bringing those opportunities to Tunisia. So Tunisians can have a great work experience, get paid really competitively internationally, and feel like they don't have to leave the country to have hope and the benefits of some of the good jobs that are abroad. They can invest into their country, stay with their family, and invest into their community. And so that's a big part of what we're doing here at Qore. And kind of an extension of that is courses like this. My passion and my hope is to help you guys, new and young leaders and entrepreneurs, to have the tools and the things necessary to succeed and to invest into Tunisia, your future, and your generation's future. So that's a little bit about who I am. My next slide, I've kind of got an overview. This is a picture overview of some things that are highlights from my life, things that are important that kind of help shape and shift me. One of the biggest ones, I am a Christian, and that influences a lot of how I process truth, how I lead, how I do business, all those kinds of things. There's a lot of grounding principles that I'll even be drawing from throughout this course that will help us have a stable foundation of truth to kind of build timeless principles from as far as leadership and entrepreneurial success. So that's a big part of my life. Next is kind of in the top right, my corporate experience or my experience through jobs. Like I said, I've worked a lot of different positions. I started working at 15 and a half, which is about as early as you can start in the United States. And I worked almost everything, service type jobs, labor jobs, marketing, sales, design. I've kind of done the whole gambit. And I really enjoyed a lot of the jobs and got to draw from a lot of those experiences. And those early experiences, those early jobs and even careers helped me have a good base and foundation for what was to come later as far as leadership and entrepreneurship. The bottom left is Billy with me, one of my best friends and mentors. He also is a godly man who is entrepreneurial, crushes it in real estate, but is just a giver. Like, he is a wealth of knowledge, has a lot of experience, is very wise, and has been a great friend of mine and has invested deeply into me. But that is kind of more just to talk about the importance and the role of mentorship and people that you can look up to, learn from, and connect with really deeply. I'll probably talk more about Billy in the series a little bit, but great guy, and again, highlighting kind of the importance of mentorship. Then my wife, and this is in no particular order necessarily, but my wife is also a huge part of my life, my family. I now have a young son who is about to turn 1, and our lives together and my wife's help has been hugely instrumental in success and what we can do, getting on the same page as far as finances or opportunities or living abroad and starting a company. My wife is extremely huge support and help in my life, and it'd be very difficult to do half of what I'm doing if she wasn't on the same page and wasn't helping me have the ability to do what I'm doing as well. And then education, right? Education is always a piece that has shaped and formed me. I started pre-med and shifted into marketing, graphic design, and learned from a couple different great professors that I really enjoyed. I also got to attend 2 different universities, one where I studied most of my studies, and then another where I learned a lot of things and also got to meet my wife. And so between all of that, there's a, kind of the who I am, where I'm coming from, the background of my experience that I'll be drawing from to share with you guys. Next up, we'll talk about the format of our meetings. We'll use what's called a 3/3 format. And so essentially there's just 3/3, 3 sections of every meeting. So we'll start with a look back, where we'll talk about the goals that we had set from the previous meeting, the things that had happened in our previous week, and kind of just share them, right? Share if we accomplished our goals, obstacles we might have faced, maybe conversations we had that went well or poorly, those kinds of things. Then we'll look up, meaning we'll kind of look at new materials, look at future things that we can learn and grow in. Hopefully some really impactful, powerful things that will help you guys in leadership and entrepreneurship. And then we'll look forward. So looking forward is the goal setting, the planning, and we're doing most of our goal setting in shorter terms. So it'll be ideally within a week, maybe no more than a month, but ideally within a week, so that when we get back together, we can follow up and see if we met our goals, if we accomplished our goals, if we were faithful in following through with what we said we would do. And then we'll always have a little bit of a Q&A time. That's not necessarily part of the 3/3, but that is the structure of each Qore Mentor meeting. So I do have some rules. So because I don't want this to just be open to anybody and everybody, I do want it to be a selected group that I'm pre-selecting. I think that you guys are good candidates for leadership and entrepreneurship, people that I would want to mentor. And so given that, I have a few ground rules if you're going to participate in Qore Mentor. One is that you do your best in what we ask you to try. So we might give you some concepts or some things that we'll do in small groups. We just ask you to try your best at what that is, or maybe it's a goal. We encourage you to try to set a goal in a certain area. We just ask you to try your best in that. 2, we ask you to try to come to every meeting. Some of them might have to happen virtually. Some of you might have to attend virtually every now and then, and I understand that. I get that. I travel a lot more than I would like to, and I'm not always as available as I wish I was. So I do understand that, but as far as our meetings, I do think it's constructive and best when we can all get together, have face-to-face interactions, learn from each other, even hang out with each other. In the past, sometimes we'll play ping pong or video games after, or just sit around and talk about some of the topics we covered or some of the investment advice and go a little bit deeper. And that's a kind of sharing and friendship building that I would encourage us to try to have, and it usually comes from people attending in person. The third is that you come ready to engage and to learn. So some of the stuff we'll share, I'm sure you've probably heard before. If you're a leader type or entrepreneurial, you're probably self-learning. But I do hope that I'm bringing some new information, some things that are unique, some things that are really impactful and helpful that may help you now, and some that may help you further in the future. So come ready to engage and learn. 4th, you commit yourself to try to raise up others to lead and change Tunisia for the better. So part of what I truly believe in my core is that we are designed to multiply ideas, multiply helpful things, multiply in population, right? Multiply as far as success in business. When we hoard ideas, thoughts, money, success, you have a society nobody wants to live in. But when we're freely given things and we freely give, it changes the culture, it changes the society. And I really think that this younger generation, most of you guys are in, have the power, the ability, even the drive to see a better Tunisia and to change Tunisia. And a lot of that will come from you guys taking what you've learned and sharing it with other people that you feel like you can mentor and help raise up. And then last, no asking for investments into a project, a startup, financial favors, or bringing in things from America. I know there's maybe some easy potential advantages in having a relationship like this. I would prefer not to cloudy it with mixing business with mentorship, ideally. And so my main ask just up front is that you don't ask me to partner in your project or into your startup or things like that. I would rather give you the tools, the information, the know-how, the how I would do it to help you succeed, rather than some funding and maybe sour relationship. So that essentially is the Qore Mentor rules. We'll go over a lot of different things more in depth when we meet, but I wanted to give this kind of as an introductory piece into who I am, the structure of what this will look like, what you can expect, and I'm really excited to meet you guys in person. We really look forward to having this time. The Qore mentors that we've had in the past have been really great, and I still stay connected to them. And a lot of them have gone on to do some great things with startups, leading different things, and then even mentoring other people and investing into the next generation. So thank you for considering joining Qore Mentor. I look forward to meeting you guys in person. Lastly, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework, even in the introductory phase, just a deeper evaluation. I want you to go through these questions and just ask yourself why you're doing this. What are your hopes for it? What do you hope to gain from it? Be realistic in some areas of weakness that you might like to improve, areas of strength, and then where you would like to be in 10 years. These will be some helpful, constructive questions to start building some conversation and dialogue for our very beginning, our first meeting. And so if you would have some time, write these down on your phone or on a piece of paper, and then have them ready for our first meeting. All right, we'll see you guys.